Ah, yes, GEICO. The company that promises you savings, but delivers you only misery. A shining beacon of corporate virtue. Or so they say. But don't be fooled, my friends. Don't be deceived by their empty promises. I stand before you, not just as Tiny Tim, not just as User 391, but as the poet and Duke of Arrakis, and I'm here to tell you, we should never forgive GEICO. Not now, not ever, even if they somehow change for the better, unless they are destroyed or, dare I say, owned by a benevolent party. Let me tell you why. First, let's talk about micromanagement. Ah yes, the sweet pleasure of being watched, as if you're a hamster on a wheel. Every little thing you do, scrutinized. Every second of your life, monitored. Every breath, timed. There is no room for autonomy, no space for you to be your own person. They treat you like a cog in a machine. A very expensive, overworked cog, mind you. GEICO has perfected the art of keeping their employees in line through fear, not respect. Fear of being judged by some arbitrary metric. Fear of falling short on some mind-numbing survey that asks you to rate your own soul on a scale from 1 to 10. How absurd. And let's talk about those metrics. Ah, yes. The surveys that have been rigged from the start, based not on skill but on chance. A roll of the dice, a little spin of the wheel. You think your hard work will get you anywhere? Think again. GEICO cares not for your skill, your dedication, or your expertise. No, they care only about numbers. Numbers that don't account for things like disabilities or the fact that you're human, with a life that doesn't always fall neatly within their preordained boxes. You could be the greatest employee, bending over backwards for customers, and still get penalized for some random, unexplainable drop in your metrics. Why? Because life is messy. Life is not a game of bingo where everything falls in neat little rows. And yet GEICO punishes us for living in the real world. There's no humanity in their system. Just numbers. Rankings. You are not an individual. You are just another score on the leaderboard. And then we have Todd Combs, the so-called savior of GEICO, the man who has steered this ship straight into the iceberg of anti-consumerism and anti-employee policies. Every decision this man has made has been against the people who keep GEICO running. You think he's here to help? To make your life easier? Ha! Todd is not your savior. He is the architect of your oppression. Every single move he makes, from cutting benefits to implementing systems that strip away your humanity, has been designed for one thing: to fatten the wallets of the shareholders. And now they want to be more like progressive, more chill? Oh please, they can't just be chill, they can't act chill. They can't change their ways because their soul is as cold as the icy algorithms they use to measure your worth. Don't be fooled by the carrot they dangle in front of you. They'll throw you a little incentive here, a little bonus there. But it's all just smoke and mirrors. It's a ruse. Even if somehow the God Emperor of Lizard Farm takes over and promises us benevolence, do you really think they'll change? Do you really believe they'll stop exploiting us, dehumanizing us? No. They are incapable of having good motives. They are not driven by empathy. They are driven by greed. They will use their supposed benevolence as a tool to manipulate us further. Never trust them. They are incapable of true compassion. So what must we do? How do we force these soulless reptiles into submission? We must organize. We must stand together as a union, a labor union, to demand fair treatment, to demand a seat at the table. Because until we unite, they will continue to trample us under their shiny boots. Or, we must make sure that GEICO is owned by a benevolent party, someone who actually gives a damn about their employees and customers. Or, we destroy them. Not the people, no. Just the company. The corporation itself, that beast that feeds on the misery of its workers and the ignorance of its customers, must be brought to its knees. And mark my words, I, Tiny Tim, User 391, poet, and Duke of Arrakis, will lead us to paradise. A place where we are no longer slaves to a broken system, no longer ranked and judged by the whims of algorithms. A place where we hold the power. A place where we are the ones who define success. And when we have finished, GEICO, this plague of a company, will be no more, gone. And in its place, a world where workers are respected and valued, where dignity is restored, and where profits are no longer built on the backs of the oppressed. So don't be deceived by the carrots they throw at us. Don't let them trick you into believing they've changed. We will force them to change or end them. And together, my friends, we shall rise. Paradise awaits. We will never forgive Todd Combs. The unaccountable must account for their actions.